Hey everybody, Timmy Flowers guy here. I know I've been talking a lot about stuff this is young. I know I've been talking about stuff that's been going on in my life. Um, as you all know, I recently stated that I hate the year of 2025, and I also stated that I would love to punch the 2025 of the person I'd like to punch him right in the face. And the reason I say that is I got some news that really hit me right. It really hit me hard, emotionally. I just found out that one of my favorite places to go, to go, it looks like it's closed down. Unfortunately, and that place I love to go was Tano's Deli. And I'm wearing the Philly hat today because Tano's Deli was a huge part of the Philly blue collar way of living, and Tano's Deli had that Philly deli feel to it. And unfortunately, I just found out that it is closed. My sister informed me that there was a sign there that said another local contractor might have bought the business or it might not be around anymore. Now, I don't know if this is really the end. I don't want it to be because, I'm really tired of all this stuff that's been going on in my life. I'm sick of all the changes. I wish things would just stay the way they were, But unfortunately, I have no control over that. And I gotta talk about Tano's Deli and what that place meant to me as a customer. Not just as a customer, but as a friend as well. You see, I grew up with that deli when I was a little kid. At the time, it used to be called Mitch's Deli. One time, years before that, it was called Lou's. It was called Lou's. And then, shortly after that, around 1991, my friend Tana bought the business in 1991. And, I gotta say, this is really the end of this great business. I just want to say that he had a good run there, He really had a good run. You know, Tana is one of my all-time best friends. I mean, I'm going to say that right now. He's one of my best friends. And I've made so many friends over the years at that place. Whether it be employees, loyal customers, etc. I met a lot of great people there, and Tano has such a wonderful family. I mean, they're great people. They're very friendly people. And I'm just lucky to have them in my life. They're doing good friends to me, And, it's just hard for me to believe this, I just wish I could wake up, and maybe this is all a dream, But I can't wake up. This is reality, and reality sucks. Reality really sucks. But I just want to talk about some of the memories I share with Tana. I remember I used to always hang out there. And I remember, this isn't just about Tana, this is about all the employees that worked there as well that I met over the years. And the employees I met a couple of three nice girls that used to work at the deli. My good friend Vicky, my good friend Marissa, and I cannot forget about my good friend Molly as well. She's a doctor now. I'm very proud of her for that. Because doctors are some of the best people, you know. And also, many years later, in 2011, I met two other nice girls that worked at Tanner's Deli. Claudia, Jessica, Katie, Miranda, and I cannot forget about some of the great employees that I met. Tom, I can't forget about Tom. Can't forget about Vinny. Vinny loved the ladies, and the ladies loved Vinny. Tom was a funny guy, you know. He always used to make me laugh. He was always good at making people laugh, and he always knew the right thing to say to me when things weren't going well in my life. He was there for me when my dad passed away. Tano was there for me also when my dad passed away. So I remember when my dad passed in 2016. Tano came to the house to pay his respects to my dad. And he knew how upset I was to lose my dad because he knew how much my dad meant to me. Because, you know, I used to talk a lot about my dad at the deli and how he was such a great dad and how much I missed him, you know. And I can't get teary-eyed here. I can't just sit here and get emotional about it. I want to do this video because Tom meant the world to me. Tom's Deli meant the world to me. It meant the world to me so much that a couple years ago, maybe a couple years ago, I forget, maybe last year, maybe 2 years before that, I created a playlist on my Amazon Alexa, and I called the playlist Tana's Deli. Many of you who don't know, Tana loves Oldies 98. He loved Oldies 98. Him and Tom used to listen to Oldies 98 all the time. And there was another station that Tana used to like. He used to listen to it on the weekends. It was called, I forget what it was called. It was a New Jersey station. And there was a guy on there named Big Joe Henry, which Tana was a huge fan of. He was a guy, he just loved listening to that station. And this playlist that I created had all the songs that I would hear playing on the radio at Tana's Deli. And I made a whole playlist dedicated to my friend Tana. Dedicated to one of my favorite places in the world, Tana's Deli. You know, I've had a lot of great memories at Tana's Deli. You know, Tana's Deli taught me to, you know, be a man. It taught me, you know, stop taking life so seriously. Stop just, you know, he helped me realize that sometimes, even though when people bust you, when people, you know, bust your chops, it means they love you. And, you know, I used to take a lot of stuff seriously. Like, I never knew when people were joking with me. Because I was a very sensitive guy, but Tana's Deli taught me to not be so sensitive. To lighten up a little bit. And stop worrying. And I learned a great deal of things from him. You know, he's such a great guy. You know, he loved this neighborhood. Customers loved him. We all loved him. my family, we were going to the deli for many, many years. I regret not going to visit them when I had the chance to visit them. And I kind of feel sad. I feel bad about that. I wish I could have had one last moment to see Tano again and tell him, you know what? And tell him, thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being such a great friend to me. Not just to me, but to my family. I wish I could tell him that. But I don't know what's going on right now. And I don't know where he's at. And if he's watching this video, I want him to know that I appreciate him. I appreciate everything he's done for this neighborhood. Everything he's done for my family. And everything he's done for this great city. It goes to show you that, local businesses are going out of business world. And, my neighborhood right now is very quiet. Not many people are outside. There's nobody really around. Now it's Hunter Zelly. It's not around. I feel like the neighborhood has gotten quiet, but quiet in a bad way, Quiet in a boring way. And I really hope this isn't the end. I really hope it's not the end. But, if it is, I wish him the best. And, he's had a good run. And I think he deserves a break. He's a great guy. And, sometimes in life, you just need to walk away from things. Life is, nobody can, do this forever, I do wish him well. I wish his family well. And I wish I had the opportunity to tell him all this. Because Hunter Zelly is a big part of my life. A huge part of my life. Now, it might be gone. Even though it's gone, it's still the memories. Nobody can take the memories away from me. It may be gone. The memories still last. The memories are still here. The memories are still here. And I know the Hunter Zelly may not be that well known in the city, but I think it should have been well known. It might have been a small deli and a small business. But in a way, it wasn't, in my opinion, Hunter's Deli was one of the greatest delis of all time. In my opinion. That's all I really have to say. I hope this isn't the end. But if it is, thank you for the memories. Thank you for the memories.